Today I'm going to review Alfred Hitchcock's best film, Vertigo. Vertigo came out in 1958 and is directed and produced by Alfred Hitchcock. It's an American film noir psychological thriller, and it's based on the 1954 novel From Among the Dead. The screenplay is by Alec Coppel and Samuel Taylor, and music by Bernard Herrmann. The film runs 128 minutes. It cost $2.5 million to make and made a disappointing $7.3 million back. Alfred Hitchcock blamed this on James Stewart's age. He was 49 when he made the film, and Kim Novak was only 24. When the film came out, it got mixed reviews. However, it's now regarded as Hitchcock's best film. It even replaced Citizen Kane as the greatest film ever made in the BFI film poll. The film stars James Stewart, Kim Novak, Bel Geddes as Midge, Tom Helmore, and Alfred Hitchcock gives one of his traditional cameo appearances. In this one, he's walking down the street in a grey suit carrying a trumpet case. So the plot of this film is kind of in two sections. The first section's about Scotty, played by James Stewart, who's a retired policeman. And this businessman asks him to follow his wife for a favour, because he thinks his wife's possessed by this dead woman. So Scotty follows her about. He sees her in a gallery. He's following her in a car. In this first section, it's almost like a bloody ghost story. You think, is she possessed by this woman? Because she keeps looking at this woman in the painting. And she tries to dress like her, put her hair like her. Eventually, Scotty falls in love with her. However, it's all a con, a setup. The businessman's using her as an actress instead of his wife. He's actually got his wife tied up and he throws her off a tower. Scotty thinks it's her that's jumped. So he has a nervous breakdown because he thinks it's her who fell off the tower, but it's really the businessman's wife. Then the film starts like a second section where Scotty's recovering from his mental disorder. And then he sees the girl again, but this time she's got brown hair, and he keeps thinking she looks like Madeline. However, it's the actress with her hair brown. So he starts stalking her and becomes obsessed with her. He eventually gets to talk to her, and he tries to get her to dress like Madeline and dye her hair blonde. She eventually does this. However, he notices that she has the same necklace that Madeline wore. And then it all dawns on him that it was all a setup, a trick. The businessman used her as an actress to play his wife so he could kill his wife off the tower.
Carlotta's necklace. There was where you made your mistake, Judy. You shouldn't keep souvenirs of a killing. You shouldn't have been that sentimental.
And there's a really weird final. Scotty takes her to the tower where the guy's wife fell, reveals that he knows what's going on, and he takes her right to the top of the tower. And the final scene's really weird. This nun in the background steps forward. She's like in shadow, and she steps forward, a weird shape, and it scares her, moves backwards, and does end up falling off the tower. So it's a really ironic ending. And the final shot's James Stewart looking down. And the audience kind of thinks, is he going to jump as well?
No.
I heard voices.
So it's an ambiguous ending. So the plot's like a circle. It almost gives you vertigo following it. Yeah, hell, what a bloody complicated bloody plot that bugger is. Yes, it is a bit bones. It's one of them films where you have to pay full attention to what's going on, otherwise you'll get lost off. But there's many good things about this film. Right from the beginning, the titles. And you get Bernard Herrmann's score. I think that's probably his best score. And it's best when she dyes her hair blonde. She had brown hair, but she dyes it blonde. The music score in the background's brilliant. Hey, Phil! Hitchcock had a good taste in blondes. No wonder they called them bloody Hitchcock. She makes my bloody cock hitch. Well, don't hitch it anywhere near me, Bones. So all the cast's great in this film. Hitchcock always gets good performances from his actors. So James Stewart starred in 4 Alfred Hitchcock films. The first was Rope in 1948. The second was Rear Window in 1954. The third was The Man Who Knew Too Much from 1956. And this is his final one, Vertigo, in 1958. And I think the best two is Rear Window and Vertigo. Very close, them two, but I think I'd go for Vertigo as the best one. And Kim Novak, she's brilliant in this film. She's stunning to look at, but she also plays 2 personalities. She plays the character of Madeline and she also plays the actress. Even the character of Midge, she's funny. She's got some funny moments in the film. And there's some interesting shots where she's talking to Scotty. There's shots of it just focusing on her eyes, looking up just over her glasses. And there's shots of her looking over her glasses. You can tell that she thinks a lot of Scotty just by them little shots.
We were engaged once, though, weren't we?
3 whole weeks.
Yeah, good old college days. But you were the one that called off the engagement, you remember? I'm still available.
Speaking of shots, there's some brilliant Vertigo shots where Hitchcock pulled the camera backwards, but he zoomed in forwards. And it gives a brilliant effect. There's also a weird dream sequence that uses animation. So the animation does look a little bit dated, but it's still a very surreal dream sequence. It still works. There's long sequences where Scotty's driving in his car and there's no dialogue. There's big stretches during the film where there's not a word uttered. He's just focused watching her, and so is the audience. So the film kind of draws you in. And Hitchcock did a lot of this voyeurism. Another good film was Rear Window, where he does it, where he's spying on his neighbours using binoculars. So this is Hitchcock's most personal film. Deals with obsession and a love for blondes. I think overall this film has almost like a hypnotic effect on you. You get drawn in right from the beginning, from the titles, and it never lets up. I was amazed watching it. I've seen it loads of times, and you can't take your eyes off it. And it does deserve the honour of best film ever made. Best film bloody ever made? Load of bloody bollocks. The best film ever made's The School. You never bloody review the bugger. I will, Bones. I'll review The School next month. Ah, bollocks, you always say that, bugger. You never will. So out of 10, it's obvious what I'm going to give this film. 10, 11. 11 out of 10. Stephen's going to do right. Bloody good film, Phil. Better than that bloody Citizen Kane shite. Okay, everybody, bye. See you next time. Like, subscribe and share. Bye. Bye.
Johnny.
Oh, it's not funny, Midge.